चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। गुरवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्णभक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः। अनर्पितं चरिं चिरात् कारुण्यवतीं कलौ समर्पयितुमुन्नतजरसां स्वभक्ति श्रियम्। हरिपुरसुन्दरद्युति कदम्ब सन्दीपिता सदा हृदय कन्द्रेषु स्फुरतु वै सच्चिनन्दना। अहो भाग्यं नन्दगोव्रजाकुसुम यन्मित्र परमानन्दं पूर्णब्रह्म सनातनम्। भक्त्या विहीनाय अपराधलक्ष्ये क्षिप्तास्य कामादितरङ्गमध्ये कृपामयि तं शरणं प्रपन्ना वृन्दे नमस्ते चरणारविन्दम्। Two garlands. देवी कृष्णमयि प्रोक्त राधिका परदेवता सर्वलक्ष्मीमयि सर्वकान्ति सम्मोहिनी परा। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्ण भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतार भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्ति शक्तिकम्। Okay, together. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Shri Bhajan Rahasya by Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai. Hari Bhakti Vilas gives the following injunctions for chanting. Hari Bhakti Vilas gives a composition of so many verses which gives details of our practices. How to observe Ekadashi Vrata. Can say this like a law book. How to chant, what happens, how we have to follow if there is overlapping of Ekadashi. So many details are present in Hari Bhakti Vilas. So many injunctions are there that is impossible to follow all those injunctions. Very difficult. But whatever we can with our capacity, we follow this by the mercy of Shri Sanatan Goswami Pad, Shri Gopal Bhatt Goswami. So Hari Bhakti Vilas gives the following injunctions for chanting. See, that's why the four orders were given to the Goswamis. One is discover those lost holy place, establishing deities, writing scriptures, and fourth, Vaishnava Sadachar, how to follow the etiquettes. Vaishnava Sadachar. So in this Hari Bhakti Vilas gives so many details of Vaishnava Sadachar. Tulasi Kashta Gather Manabhir Jap Malika Sarva Karmani Sarvesham Ipsita Artha Phala Prada. Meaning, a Japamala made of Tulasi, all precious stones, fulfills all kinds of inner desires. So the option is given. This is from Hari Bhakti Vilas. The Japamala can be of any stone, any precious stone, and Tulasi or Tulasi. Don't conclude anything Let me finish everything. Don't conclude anything, let me finish everything. A japamala made of tulasi or precious stones fulfills all kinds of inner desires. Many people in my other sampradayas, they don't use tulasi. Some of them they use Rudraksh mala, Neem mala, or some stones, crystal, some kind of stone for chanting their mantras of their Ishta. A japamala shaped like a cow's tail or a snake is auspicious. So this is injunction. How our japamala is supposed to be? Like a cow's tail or a snake. What does that mean? Cow tail start from, or snake start, the shape is big and then going all the way small, the tail part. So japamala, like a cow's tail or a snake, is auspicious. One should not touch the japamala with a forefinger. You see, this is what, when we got Harinam initiation from our Gurudev, my Guru Maharaj, when he was explaining how to chant, and also Srila Gurudev, whenever he is giving Diksha, always telling sadhak, devotees how to chant. And Gurudev used to say, I remember because many occasions I'm in the room when Gurudev giving Harinam, Gurudev used to say, so don't touch this finger. This finger is of anger. And Gurudev used to say, I will shoot you. I will beat you. That means anger. So one is not supposed to touch the japamala with a forefinger while chanting. One should not swing or shake the mala again and again while chanting. Not like this. Radha Krishna on the swing. They are in Jhulan. They are in Jhulan, but Harinam should not be on Jhulan. Should not swing. So that's not proper according to Hari Bhakti Vilas. Should not swing and should not shake. Like I see many devotees, they shake. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. That's not proper. Chant and change the direction of the mala using the thumb and the middle finger. When we are chanting and we coming to the end, and now we have to turn over. So we don't use this index finger. We just turn over with thumb and the middle finger. These two fingers. Thumb and middle finger. Do not touch the mala with left hand, and do not let it fall from the hand. My Guru Maharaj he gets so angry and mad if someone touching the mala with the left hand. Left hand is considered to be inauspicious. While serving deities, Shaligram, Giriraj, of course, when we are decorating them, we use left hand. But the meaning here is while offering anything. Offering water, offering tulasi, flower. Always using right hand. So if anyone used to touch beads with the left hand, Guru Maharaj very angry. No etiquette, not learn anything. It's not allowed. So always with right hand. Yeah, that's another matter if someone don't have right hand. If someone don't have right hand, what to do then? Then that's a different situation. Or if someone don't have hands, what to do then? Then chanting. But that's special cases. So these are some injunctions from Hari Bhakti Vilas. While chanting, not swinging or shaking the mala again and again. Chant and change the direction of the mala using the thumb and the middle finger. Do not touch the mala with the left hand. And do not let it fall from the hand. Those who desire material enjoyment, bhukti, and those who desire liberation, mukti, chant with the middle finger. How are we chanting every day? We are not touching the index finger. With thumb and the middle finger. But Hari Bhakti Vilas said, if you chant with your middle finger, you get what? Bhukti, material enjoyment and liberation. Then what to do? See what Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is commenting on this. That's the injunction. But we see what Bhaktivinoda Thakur is commenting. Although it is mentioned that one can use a jap mala of precious stones, such a mala is not used in our sampradaya. We don't use precious stones mala. We only use tulsi mala. Also, it is mentioned that chanting with the middle finger is for those desiring sense enjoyment and liberation. Nonetheless, we chant in this way because we should follow the method adopted by our Guru Parampara. So he is not giving any specification about this. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur direct ordering that we have to chant like this, so because our Guru Parampara is chanting like this, we have to chant like this. So I can't comment on Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He is giving direct instruction here. But we should not chant on precious stones. Tulasi is the most precious. If you're chanting on precious stones, you will get robbed at the airport or in the street. But if you're chanting on Tulsi, no one is going to come to you. Tulsi mala is very dear. Tulsi is very dear to the Lord. Bina Tulasi Prabhu ek nahi mani. Even if we offer 56 preparations to Krishna, I will not accept unless Tulsi is there. So while chanting, we should have Tulsi mala. So these are some instructions. Further, Hari Bhakti Vilas states, while chanting, one should be one-pointed and give up talking about mundane topics. That's very difficult, right? We all do that. While chanting, we discuss something, so many issues, COVID, Corona, politics, etc. That's why 1 hour, when we chant 1 hour, then there is no one to discuss. And we are on the screen and everyone is so attentive, just seeing the screen and chanting. And that's the reason why I invite all devotees to come on screen, not off screen. Because if you're not on screen, you might be doing many other things. So you can't focus. You can't concentrate. Oh, Maharaj is chanting, we will also chant, and let me do this, that, and so many things. But that's the point of coming on screen. I don't know why many devotees not coming on screen. I'm just saying because of your benefit. That's my request. Come on screen. And in this way you can focus on chanting. Because everyone is watching at you. You can't just do anything what you want. Yes? It's a good one, huh? Everyone is watching you. So you have to focus and you have to chant. So at least 1 hour means we chant 5 rounds every day. At least that is a good quality one. While chanting, one should be one-pointed and give up talking about mundane topics. With a pure heart, one should think about the meaning of the holy name and be steadfast and patient in his chanting and remembrance of the holy name. Again, that example my Guru Maharaj used to give. If you're chanting, if you acknowledge a crow flying, jumping from one roof to the other roof, if you're seeing that, if you're acknowledging that, that's not your chanting. That's not considered chanting. That's something else. Chanting is when you're chanting, you fully focus on either the syllable or some pastime or some harikatha, means it's totally Krishna consciousness chanting. That's called chanting. So because of our conditioned state, we need to regulate ourselves. And the best way to regulate is when we all come together. You know? Why I'm insisting so much, everyone, to please come on screen and chat with us. And I find all opportunity, no matter which time zone I am, even in driving, in car. Sometimes I'm very tired from program ending late evening. And sometimes I feel, okay, let me, stop for 3-4 days because there's a different time zone, there's different schedule, but still I push myself. No, because of me, more than 130 devotees chanting every day. And if I stop, then that may or may not be attentive chanting. That's the whole idea about japa session. And many devotees, preachers, they perform japa retreat. They chant together for hours and hours, because when we come together, we can do this. But if someone is very elevated in bhakti, no matter where he or she is, he can fully focus on chanting. And in that situation, that's a different. But because our chanting is mostly while talking, many people just see television or texting. Japa while walking, japa while talking, japa while texting, japa while. There's so many kind of japa. But these japas, it's not that pure. If we acknowledging something, that's very high position what Guru Maharaj is saying. He's speaking from his perspective. That's very high. But one day we have to come to this point. So minimum 16 rounds we can do like this. Even if we can't focus on the meaning of the mantra, or if there is not so much prayers while we chanting, or there is nothing in our meditation while chanting, at least we are chanting loudly. And we are focused on 1 hour chanting. I wish I would have more time. We can chant 2 hours, but there's so much to do afterwards. Very busy schedule. But this 1 hour is a rehearsal. And this is how you can all chant together. Okay, this is like I'm chanting 1 hour with all devotees around the world. But all different sanghas, like we have Holland, we have Germany and Italy. 1 hour we can chant together, but another hour you can set up your time which is very favorable for your country zone, and you all come together and chant. है ना? Just choose any 1 hour which is suitable, and you can all chant together. So at least 2 hours in one day, in 24 hours, 2 hours, we focus on chanting, which is the essence of everything. While chanting, one should be one-pointed and give up talking about mundane topics. Yeah, if there is some discussion, some topics related to Krishna, then it's fine. But generally don't happen in the families. You know. Only when we are in the association or in retreat programs, we are all, and if someone raises any question, like we used to do in Holland retreat, every morning going walk, what is our topic about? Someone asked question, and I was giving answer, and we all chant together. With a pure heart, one should think about the meaning of the holy name. In regard to the meaning of holy name, if someone wants to if someone wants to know the meaning in a simple way, then one should read the commentaries of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur on Harinam. Very simple. But if someone wants to know the philosophical, what is the past tense behind each and every syllable, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, then you can read the commentaries of Shri Jiva Goswami. In entire 16 syllable Mahamantra, the whole pastime of Krishna is present. What is the meaning of Hare? You all know this, huh? Sarvacheta Haraha Krishnasta Chittam Hare Jaso. This is Hare. And that's why devotees, senior devotees used to advise us. Srila Gurudev used to advise us. While you're chanting, those verses you learn, try to recite those verses while you're chanting. That makes your mind focus on your chanting. You know, in this condition, you can't stop the mind. Mind has to go in all directions. That's the nature of mind. Question was being asked to Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Maharaj. One devotee came and said, Maharaj, my mind is very flickering, goes in all directions. Maharaj replied, if mind will not do like this, then what is the use of mind? That's the nature of mind. You can't help it. That's the nature of mind. Then it is not mind if it is not fluctuating or flickering. That's mind about. So when we learn verses, while chanting, we should utter those verses. So our mind is at least for that moment fixed on those verses. And that's a revision. So when I say verses, means the verse and the meaning. Anarpitam charim chirat karunyavatin kalo samarpetam unnato jarasam sabhakti shriyam haripura sundar duti kadamba sandipitaha sada hriday kandreshu surutave sachinandana Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Krishna varnam tusha krishnam sangapangastra pashadam yagya sangeetan pray yajanti sumedasa Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare नाम संकीर्तन यस्य सर्व पाप प्रणाशनम प्रणाम दुख शमनस्य तम नमामि हरिपरम. But while doing this, this is a progression. This is not the final. Ultimate is we are chanting throughout our vow of chanting every day. We are chanting without any other deviation. This is only a support. Chanting, reciting mantras is a support. This is how I used to do in Vrindavan. Learning one verse means writing on a piece of paper and the meaning. When I was in Mathura, we were chanting on the roof, right? All brahmacharis used to chant on the roof, and the paper is always in the hand. And while chanting, and it's obvious to see monkeys running and they're jumping here and there. So much distraction. Where to go then? No option. You're restricted in one premises only. So how to bring the mind back from distraction of monkeys and birds and etc.? Learn verse. While chanting, if we are focused on that verse, at least for that moment we are stable. The mind is stable. Yeah. जपे काले मन के एकाग्र भावे लहा चित्ते शुद्ध थाक वृथा कथा नहीं कहा नामर्थे चिंता सदा धैर्य आश्रय कर नामेते आधार करी कृष्ण नाम स्मर. You see the chanting of Srila Prabhupada, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Say it properly in that chanting, yes? Say it properly. He's guiding that. So Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur commentary on this. The method for one to perfect the chanting of his mantras, both Harinam and Gayatri, is described in this text. नाम अर्थे चिंता सदा धैर्य आश्रय कर नामेते आधार करी Krishna नाम स्मर. Some people say, I only want chanting. There is no need to hear any Hari Katha. If a priority is given to me, I would prefer to chant. Everything is accomplished by chanting. There is no need to do anything else. There is no need to serve anyone. There is no need to follow any etiquette. Just chanting, chanting, chanting. Because chanting is ultimate, which is true. But then what kind of chanting? Yadi karibe shuddhanam sadhu sanga kar bhukti mukti vancha dure parihar. Shri Jagdanand Pandit is saying, we have to come to the point of pure chanting. And one pure chanting, Hare Krishna, bas, everything is over. All anarthas, everything, just one Naam, one Shuddha Naam. Immediately connection. But coming to that one Shuddha Naam, this is the meaning when Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada said, chant and be happy. But what chant? Shuddha Naam. He was not inspiring us for Naam Aparad or Naam Abhas. And most of the time what we do? Kabhu Naam Abhas, Sada Naam Aparad. ये सब जानवो भाई हरि भक्ति बात. Occasionally Naam Abhas, but most of the time Naam Aparad. So when he's saying chant and be happy, what chant? That pure Naam. Then you will be happy. But all other endeavors and efforts are there to coming to this point. To come to this point of chanting. The method for one to perfect the chanting of his mantra, both Harinam and Gayatri, is described in this text. So now you see how Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur explaining this. Mana samharanam. While chanting the holy name, one should fix the mind on the desired name of the Lord and remember pastimes connected with that name. You see? Why insisted all children to learn this Maha Mantra? First I learned and then I told all of you to learn. Because of this point. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, while chanting the holy name, one should fix the mind on the desired name of the Lord and remember pastimes connected with that name. What is the meaning Hare? What is the meaning Krishna? Then what is the meaning of Hare? And what is the meaning of Krishna? If we don't know the meaning, how we can focus on our chanting? Hare means Radha Rani and Krishna means Krishna. That's all. No. Therefore, today try to open Hare Krishna Mahamantra book by Srila Gurudev and read the commentaries of, read the version of Jeev Goswami, what he has to say on that Mahamantra. And we'll see all pastimes are there. Hanti dukhani bhaktani yati sokhe chasyaham hara nigatra devi mahakaruna shalani. The meaning of Hare. Govardhan dharan kunje hariram harikshanam ekakni reh. See, I'm forgetting this. Because no revision. So I'm the example of this. If we don't revise, this is what happens. So while chanting, we all should revise that. That helps us in focusing on Mahamantra with proper understanding. Like Gurudev used to say, if Rupa Goswami is chanting Hare Krishna, he may get samadhi. Because with that gravity, chanting Hare Krishna, the meaning, with the meaning of Hare and Krishna, and immediately he gets into samadhi. So we should know the meaning of Hare Krishna. And then Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Many people in India are confused. Who is this Ram? Yes. Maximum population. They know this mantra from very birth. But they don't know the meaning. Ram here means, oh, that's Sita Ram. And later they come to understanding Ram here means Balaram. But Ram is not Sita Ram. And Ram here is not Balaram. Otherwise, Rasabhas. Semblance of rasa. Overlapping of rasa, sorry. Here Ram means Radha Ramaneti Ram. Remember past tense connected with that name. The mind of the conditioned living entity wanders to different subject matters, and therefore one should stay in the association of sadhus and control the mind through renunciation and practice. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving advice how to control mind. Again, the mind of the conditioned living entity wanders to different subject matters. Nidra hanayate naktam vyavane chavavaya diva chartha rajan kutumb bharaneva. Shukdev Goswami is giving this. Bhagavatam. Nidra nayate naktam. The whole night spent in sleeping. That's ignorance. And the day spent in earning money and taking care of family. Nidra, Gurudev used to say that Param Gurudev, Shishimad Bhakti Pragyan Keshav Goswami Maharaj, in his lectures, he never used to recite many verses. Gurudev used to say. That doesn't mean he don't know the verses. He knew all verses, but his lectures were so strong. And he just take one shloka and the whole lecture goes to focus on that one shloka. And that doesn't mean that he didn't inspire others to learn shlokas. Example of Gurudev and example of Srila Bhaktivinoda Vaman Goswami Maharaj. Encyclopedia. Just touch one Maharaj, one shloka regarding attentive chanting, and he gives 10-15 verses. So Param Gurudev used to say, Param Gurudev saying, Nidra anayate naktam vyavane chavavaya jiva divas chartho rajan kutumbu varneva. Everyone is just facing their life sleeping whole night and enjoying the senses, and the day going here and there and earning money. तस्मन् भारत सर्वात्मा भगवान श्रोतव्य कीर्तव्य स्मरतव्य च इच्छा भयम. What is supposed to do? Shrotavya, hearing, kirtavya, kirtan, and remembering Krishna. Otherwise, life is waste. Life is waste. Chant, 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 chant the holy name. And therefore, one should stay in the association of sadhus. That means sadhu sangha. Sadhu sange harinam, ei matra chai, sansar jiniteyar konu vastu nai. Chanting in association of sadhus. And control the mind through renunciation and practice. Now that's very difficult. What is the meaning of practice here? Control the mind with practice? That's very challenging for us. So I saw one Prabhu, when he's chanting his Gayatri mantras, and that's the time when the mind think so many objects or so many dealings or reciprocations, attractions and repulsions. That's the time, because mind is peaceful and we start chanting the mantras. Not focusing on Gayatri, but mind is going different direction. That's why it is advisable that one should sit in front of deities, at least look your deities. But even then, looking there and mind is in the back. So one Prabhu, what he used to do, he's chanting mantra. So he had made his practice that while chanting, suppose Guru Gayatri, in the morning if he's chanting Guru Gayatri and his mind is not fixed, then he used to again chant that mantra, because he didn't chant it properly and the mind went in different direction. So he controlling his mind by spending more time in chanting this. So he made this a practice, and renunciation is there's so much time spent in chanting. Cannot do other things, because my chanting of mantras was not pure. So he's spending his time, and because of this, it takes like a week or 10 days, spending so much time. But then we know, oh, I have to do so many other things. So better I should focus 20 minutes on chanting mantra, save my time. That's how, with practice, controlling the mind. My Guru Maharaj Ji, Shri Srimad Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj, when he was chanting Gayatri, his mantras in the morning, no time limits, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. But we don't know what he was doing. We have no access to that. He's chanting mantra, it goes hours and hours and hours. And 11 o'clock, he starts early morning after Mangala Aarti until 10 or 11 o'clock, then breakfast. What kind of chanting is that? We don't know. Where is he absorbed? Where is his samadhi? We don't know. Where is his meditation and which lila he entered into? He never used to reveal anything. Always hiding. So this is called mana samharanam. How to control the mind. Bhakti Thakur, he gave these tips. Shocha. It is necessary for the sadhaka to maintain a standard of external cleanliness through bathing and so forth. There is no restriction of chanting. It doesn't mean that if you can't bathe, you can't chant. न खाइते शुइते यथा तथा नाम ले, न देश काल नियम नहीं सर्व सिद्धि है. Chanting without bathing, chanting after bathing, I mean before bathing or after bathing or in bathing. Harinam can be done anywhere, but to maintain cleanliness. So that depends on different standards of sadhakas, different qualifications. It is necessary for the sadhaka to maintain a standard of external cleanliness through bathing and so forth to maintain in a mode of goodness, and to keep his mind pure through internal cleanliness. External cleanliness comes through bathing. Water cleans. If I'm eating, my hand is contaminated. How I have to pure my hands? By water. But if someone is cleaning hands with water, we need another kind of water to clean the hands. The same water is enough to make you purify. But how about internal cleanness? That is with mantras. And internal cleanness is by hearing Hari Katha. Sometime in India, devotees hearing Hari Katha said, "Oh, I heard 3 hours Hari Katha. It seems like I've taken bath in Ganga. I feel so fresh. I jumped into Ganga and came up after 3 hours. Not 3 years, 3 hours. Feel so fresh after Hari Katha." Why? Krishna says this. Yatha yatha atmo parimajato aso mad punne gatha shavana vedana तथा तथा यथा यथा आत्मो परिमजतो असो मद पुण्य गाता श्रवण विदना तथा तथा पश्यति वस्तु सूक्ष्म चक्षु यथा अंधन संप्रयुक्तम. As one put kajal in the eyes. Why? To see everything clear, not that decoration kajal. Before mothers, they used to put kajal in the eyes, which makes the vision very strong. That's in India, decade back, 20 years back. Mothers used to put kajal. So Krishna is 11th canto giving this verse, speaking this verse to Uddhav. Yatha yatha atma parimajato aso. As one put kajal in the eyes and the eyes get strong and all impurities goes away. Similarly, one who hears my katha, mad punne gatha, my auspicious pastimes, Shravana Bidana, hearing, what happens? That covering on the soul means internal cleanliness. There is no other way out. Even if you drink Epsom salt to cleanse yourself from inside, or you do detoxify your body, that's not cleanness. Many people, they use this. Drinking Epsom salt and cleaning the body, detoxifying clean. Here cleanliness means cleaning anarthas. That can only be possible. We have to believe in the words of Krishna. He is giving this to the only by Mad Punne Gatha, my auspicious pastimes. Krishna is saying this. That's internal cleanness. Question was been asked to Srila Bharati Maharaj Ji. Why we have to hear Hari Katha every day? Once a week is okay, Sunday. Maharaj Ji said, why you have to take shower every day? Once a week is okay. Why we need shower every day? 1 time or 2 time or many 3 time. Even everything is, they're clean, they're fresh, but again shower. Why? Srila Maharaj said, by taking shower, we are cleaning the impurities on the body externally, and one also feels fresh after shower. But what is the use of shower? While taking shower, all water goes in drain, and whatever left over on the body, you wipe with the towel. If you don't want to allow a single drop to left on your body, then why you have to take shower then? है ना? Do you wear clothes with wet body? No. It's logic, huh? Then why you have to put water on your head, on your body? If we are not allowing a single drop to remain, and we wipe everything and everything goes in drain, any benefit? Yes. Cleaning body feels, and also feeling fresh. Hari Katha, every day hearing Hari Katha is also like this. Internal cleanliness, and one feels encouraged, inspired, and fresh. So, Shocham, it is necessary for the sadhaka to maintain standard of external cleanliness through bathing and so forth, and to keep his mind pure through internal cleanliness. One more point regarding this. I was teaching those devotees and men's retreat many details which I cannot express here. So after shower, we think we are clean now, but actually not. Unless we do Achman with the mantra, we are not clean. Just shower is not cleanness. The first verse of Nand Utsav, Srimad Bhagavatam. Nandastu Atmaj Utpanne Jat Halad Mahamana Ayu Vipra Vedgya Snat Suchir Alankrita. Shri Nand Maharaj, he took bath in Jamuna, but after that he did Tilak and Ashman. Okay. So if we don't do Achman, we are not clean. And Achman is not just sipping water with mantras. It's not that 3 cups of water, 1 lemon juice, 1 tamarind juice, 1 orange juice. Om Keshwaya Namah. Om Narayan Namah. Sipping water. Sip water with mantras. Purifies. And then we put tilak. Dwadash tilak. Very important. That's also cleanliness. And this is one of the limb of bhakti described by Sri Rupa Goswami in the 64 limbs of bhakti, applying tilak with the mantras. When we put tilak, we have to chant Om Keshwaya Namaha, Om Narayan Namaha, Madhavaya Namaha, Govindaya Namaha, etc. So Achman is very important. 3 times. Sipping water, Achman. That's cleanliness. For boys, very important to keep a upper cloth, a chadar on the shoulder, right shoulder. Without that, body is considered as naked. Even though if you're wearing jacket or 5 shirts, but body is considered as naked if there is no upper cloth on the shoulder. So I explained in detail in that retreat program. What is the significance of this upper chadar, this cloth? That represent Anant Dev. Krishna always have this pitambar, his up cloth on his shoulder. It's called Uttriya. When Krishna took his chakra to kill Bhishma in Mahabharata, I'm not going to that detail that Bhishma took one vow and Krishna also took one vow, but just everyone knows this story. But when Bhishma was shooting arrows and Krishna became upset and angry and he took this chakra. The Prithvi, earth starts shaking, seeing the anger of Prabhu. What he's trying to do? He's trying to kill Bhishma, his pure devotee. Prithvi, the mother earth starts shaking. And the Gatri Utriyaha, that verse, Sa in the Bhishma Stuti, Sa Nigam Upahaya Mat Pratigyamritam, and Gatri Utriyaha. The Utriya means the chadar of Krishna, the shoulder chadar, fell on the ground. Means Anantadev holded earth because earth was shaking. So this Utriya may represent Anantadev. That's why when we chant mantras, we always should have Utriya. We should always have Utriya when we chant mantras. Why we have, now this is for Prabhu, male section. In our thread, we have 9 strings, means 3 knots. It also has significance some other time in retreat. So this Utriya is very important. And for female section, Didis, Matajis also upper cloth while chanting mantras. It is supposed to have upper cloth every time. Mantras, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, etc. It has significance. It's just not a cloth that represents Anantadev. Achha? Okay. He can do this by bringing the 6 enemies headed by lust under control. In this way, his mind will not be attracted to anything other than Krishna. How this happens? By maintaining cleanliness. So we heard the meaning of cleanliness. There is absolute and relative. Primary and secondary. Cleanliness means shower. How many times can you take shower? 5, 10, 15. But if you take shower in Harikatha, that's enough for next day. See you all tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bo. Tomorrow same time.